Hi, I'm Paul Seal from CodeShare.co.uk. Welcome to the 12th episode in this series where I show you how to build an Umbraco website using Umbraco V8. And with this website, we've been building all of the content, and last week we did the contact form. And now what I want to do is just show you how I implemented the simple search that I did on my starter kit. So we can learn how to do the simple search with Umbraco, and then maybe on a later episode we can learn how to make it a bit more complicated with different things to search on. So for now, if you look at the one on clean.codeshare.co.uk, it's this functionality that we're going to be replicating. So where it'll just list out, it won't have paging or page numbering or any of that. It will just literally list out all the results for now on this simple version of a search. So let's get started then. So we need to go into our search template on our website. So if we go into Visual Studio and we just collapse everything here, and then we find in the Views folder, we've got our search template. So at the moment, our search template isn't wired up to do anything. It won't search for anything. It's just some HTML on the page. So we've got a placeholder search for something. We've got a search with an icon like that. So what we can do is we can start to change this now so that when it does a search, it will post it back to the page and it will post back with some results. So the first thing to change then is where we've got this form action, we just need to do @model.url, and that will mean that it will post it back to this page. So the page doesn't need to be /search, it can be called anything then. And then the next thing we want to do is we want to start to fill out the code here, which, well, first of all, we need to use a query string parameter to pass through the search term from the input field. So we're going to do var search query, and we're going to get it to read it from the request.query string. And the value that we want to look for in the query string is just Q. So that's Q for query. So it's going to look for Q, and that will be our search query. Then what we want to do is we want to look in here. So at the moment, we've just got it saying there are no search results. But what we want to do is, if there is anything to show, we can say @if not string.is null or white space on search query. So if there is a search query, then we'll want to show some results of some sort. We want to perform a search and show some results. Now, the quick and easy way to do a search in Umbraco V8 is like this. So you do var results equals umbraco.content query and then search. And then in here, we want to put in our search term, which is our search query variable. And then we want to put in string.empty because we're not using a culture. So that will do for now. So that will actually get us some results, and then we can get the result count. So we can say long result count equals results. So if it's not null, then, oh, and there are some results.any. Then what we want is to return the results.count. And if it is null or there aren't any results, then we just want it to return 0. So we're not trying to count on something that's null. So with that, we could just return back how many results there are for now. So if we just do a p tag and just say your search found, and just do result count results. Let's just see what this looks like then. So that is a very basic, simple search in Umbraco. Let's have a look. So if we refresh our page, actually without the query string for now, just go to search. Now this query string, this Q, is tied to the text box. So we just need to make sure that the text box that we have here has got the name of Q. So up here, it has got the name of queue, and that's what gets passed when the forms it passes the queue with a value of it. So at the moment the value is nothing, but when you enter that something in that text box, it will pass it back to the page as a get to this URL with that value queue. With the name queue, it will have a value of whatever's in the text box. So if we do about in here and then hit enter, it says your search found one result. So already we've got this whole plural problem, which I don't know if you're like me, but that really bothers me. So let's just change this. So if result count equals 1, then S, otherwise null. And then refresh that. So now, because we've got the query string already in here, we can just refresh it to see. That didn't change. So if result count is 1, oh, it's null. That's it. It's the wrong way round. Then we want to return null. Otherwise, we want to return an S on the end. So for 0, it's results, and for more than 1, it's results. But for 1, it's just result. So that will address that issue for us head on. Yep, you found one result, and what we can say is your search for, and then we can put in the query string. So search query. Your search for search query. So we can put that in strong tags. Return, and instead of found, we could say returned, and then one result. Let's just see how that looks. And as you can see, we've not really had to do much with this so far, but Umbraco has found a page, an about page has returned one result, and we can put a strong around the result count as well. If you're anything like me, you'll always type string instead of strong. I think it's because I type it so often when I'm defining variables. So I've saved again. Here we go. So your search for about returned one result. So that is just telling them that we've got a result. So then what we can do is we can, let me just move this. So yeah, what we can do next is we can actually say, right, let's actually loop through these now and start rendering them out on the screen. So we'll do an at if result count. If result count is greater than 0, then we're going to start rendering some of these out. So the markup that we need to use from the template is this. So it's a div with a class of post preview, and then inside that we want to have an A with an href, and it goes to at result, and then so we haven't done the for each actually. We need to do a for each var result in results. So that will get us rendering, looping through the results. Oh, I've got a bit of a mess here. Let me remove that. So we can close these gaiters now. So yeah, for each result in the results, we want to do at result.content.url. So what's really cool about this content query is that when it does its search, each result has got attached to it the I publish content item for each of it. So you can, on that item, you can use name, you can use any property, you could do .value and get a value. You could cast it, I suppose, to a models builder class. But because these could be coming from all different document types, it's probably better that you don't. So we're just going to do return the URL like this. And what we can do in here, we can just do put the name in as well. So we can do result.name. Oh, .content.name. So it's going to return back a link with the name in it. So let's refresh the page and see what happens. So we've done a search for about. Your research for about returned one result, and that was there. And so you can click through just to check, but you'll find that that is the about page and it's worked. So already we've got something working, and we're just going to build this up to make it look more like the search results page. So then in this A, instead of just putting in the name, what we can do is we can do an H2, and with the template that we're using, the markup that we need here is class equals post title. And in that H2, we want to render the title. Now, when we've rendered the title before on the article list, let's have a look at latest articles in partials. Did we have something where we check for the title? Here we go. So if there's a title, then render it. If not, then render the name. So we want to do that similar sort of logic. But we're not going to use models builder, so I'm not going to copy and paste that. I'm just going to do it here. So I'll just say result dot has dot content dot. Actually, what I'll do is I will just define a variable. I'll just do var title. Actually, it's better that I put this variable inside the loop up here. So if I do var title equals result dot content dot value string, and then in this, I've got, just remove that off the end and just put in title. So then that way, the reason I'm not using models builder, I said before, is because we don't want to cast each one and check the document type and everything. So I'm just bringing it back like this because we have an iPublish content. This is how you get the value out of it. So then what we can do is we can say in here at title, right, do not string dot is null or white space and then title. And then we can do a question mark. So if it's not, then we can use it. And otherwise, we'll just use the result dot content dot name. There we are. And then if it's got a subtitle, we might want to render that as well. So we can put that underneath that. So if we, again, try and get the value here. So I'm just going to, with this, I'm just going to copy and paste it. Subtitle. I think we use the subtitle. Let's just have a look in the back office. Just check that property. We go to just go to any of these pages, just see if we've got that subtitle. Yeah, we have got a subtitle, so we can use that. So we put sub in front of that, and then the same sort of idea we'll just do at we'll just do an if not string dot is null or white space, and then subtitle. Then we'll want to render it out, and in that we'll render it out in a div in an H3 class equals post subtitle. It's that one there. So, and then in this we'll just render this out. So we'll just do at subtitle. So if it's got one, we'll render it out. So now we can remove this content.name, and we can have a look now, see how our search is coming on with our results. Refresh this. About. So now we've got it more of a title. So if we went into that page about, so I don't know, about this starter. Oh no, it's not a starter kit, about this website. and then find out lots of things. There we go. About this website, find out lots of things. So we've actually got that subtitle showing under there as well now. And then we can also do some checks to see if it's posted by someone as well. You know, you might want to do it like this, where posted by Paul Seal on this date. So we can do a little bit of logic here. So what we want to do is just try and get the author name. So var author name equals and then we want to do article date as well. And then we want to change this type to be a date time. So it's going to try and get those values. And then what we can ask it here is we can just do if author name. We'll do if not string dot is null or white space author name and article date is not equal to date time min value, then we'll want to render that out. So we'll just do in P, and then we'll do a P with a class of meta. So P class equals post meta, and in there we will do article. How do we do it on here? Posted by Paul Seal on this date, right? And posted by at author on, and then at article date dot to string, and then we can just put in the format that we want. So I think it was month, day, and then year. So month like that, and then 2 D's, comma, and then y. Let's have a look at how this goes. Now we might find that when it's the about page, it might throw an error when it's trying to get this. So we might need to do a check on whether it has that value or not. So let's refresh the page and see if it causes any errors. Right, so it didn't cause an error and it's not thrown, it's not rendered anything out. So are there any articles in here that we can search for? So let's go to blog. Oh yeah, testing the models builder. So let's search for that. So testing. So testing the models builder, and it's got posted by Paul Seal on October the 1st, 2019. So that's good. And with this, I think, yeah, we've found the word testing there. So that's why that's come up in the search results. So it says your search for testing returned 2 results. And there you go. And if you wanted to, you could pull through other values like an image and other things like that. But essentially, this is the search working. So that's really it. But then there was this other bit I wanted to show you as well. So I created a new version of my EditLink package. Now, the problem that this will solve is, say if you can find something easily on your front end of your site, I don't know, blog, but you find it difficult to get to that page in the back office. Say if you've got year folders and things like that, and it's difficult to navigate through, too many clicks. One thing that I like to have on sites is an edit link. So if I go to Package Manager Console, now I've done this new package. It's for Umbraco V8. It's called Umbraco. So install package. So you can do it this way, or you can do it through the NuGet and user interface. But install package Our.Umbraco.EditLink. So you install that into your web project. So what this is going to do is, it says it on here, it's a simple package. This package is useful on sites, lots of content where you just need to edit that page that you can find easily on the front end of the site, but it's harder to find in the back office. So now we've got it installed, all we need to do in our master view, so if we go up to master here, in the using statement here, we just want to use our Umbraco.EditLink. Just change that to a lowercase u. And then also, if we go back to that README, we want to render the edit link model as simple as this. So we can put this in here. We'll just do html.render.edit.link. I need to update that. But yeah, that's it. So at html.render.edit.link, and you give it the model, and you're using our Umbraco.EditLink. So if we give this a build now, what this will do is every time, if you're logged in and you're looking at the front end, on all of your pages, you'll see an edit link. And by default, it goes into the top left corner. And you can change all sorts about this. You can change the style of it, the position of it, and everything like that. So here it is. This is our edit link that it's given us. So click on that, and now that will take us straight through to edit the page that we were on. So if I was to go to different title here, blog post, and then I click on the edit link there, that's taken me straight in. I can edit that item. So it's nice and easy. You can imagine it with a big nested structure website or something like that, that this would be really useful. So yeah, I just thought I would show you that little package. Anyway, so yeah, we've got our search working. I hope you liked the video. I hope you found it useful. We'll do more on searching later on. But yeah, if you did, please click on like, subscribe to my channel and share with others. And if you want to, you can do. There's no obligation, but if you'd like to buy me a coffee, you can. And you go to codeshare.co.uk/coffee, like that. And then that takes you to the PayPal thingy to allow you to, if you want to. So yeah, thanks ever so much everybody, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you, bye.